Hi, good evening. So I wanted to do a book haul. Now these are books I've gotten over the last 2 months or so. So I just wanted to show off some non-occult books. So yeah, let me start with some role-playing game books because I'm a huge role-playing game geek. I really enjoy playing role-playing games. So one of my favorite games are Ars Magica. And I've gotten Antagonists, which is basically a book for creating various forms of villains. And what this is not a list of various forms of baddies. It's more that it has a small list of villains that can be the main focus of an entire campaign, and how to modify them, how to use them for your needs. So I really like this book, and it is written by Ferguson, Gronsky, Lawford, Love, McFarland, and Shirley. So yeah, and it's published by Atlas Games. Ars Magica have had a lot of owners through the years. There's another one for Ars Magica. It is Grogs, which is basically the servants of our covenant and how to use them in game. And it is written by Anderson, Shane, Coffey, Faulkner, Ferguson, Lawford, and Shirley. And of course it's also by Atlas Games. And I've got the new role-playing game from White Wolf. This is for World of Darkness 2, and it's Mummy the Curse. It's a nice big thick core book. I got this from Drive to RPG, their print-on-demand line, and I have to say that the print-on-demand books are amazing. Really, they do have just as good quality here, with little colored pages and so on. They have just as good quality as books that you buy in the store. A storytelling game of Immortal Souls. I haven't tried this out yet, but I am looking forward to getting the group together. It's by White Wolf Game Studios and Onyx Path Publishing. And it doesn't say exactly who has written it, but I suspect it's a big part of the White Wolf crew. And I've gotten Mummy the Curse, Eye of Judgment, which is basically an adventure. It's a tiny little booklet, which is basically an adventure for Mummy, just to get started. Usually I prefer to make my own stories, but I thought it would be nice to have a little starter there. And I've gotten Ruby Red by what is her name again? The Kristen Pierre. And yeah, it says Rubinere, but it's just because this is a translated Norwegian edition. So it is Ruby Red. Some time traveling action. Can't go wrong with that. I've gotten some manga here. I've gotten volume 1 of Night School The Verne books. And this is basically about a school for supernatural creatures and this girl who is a kind of witch and the goings on at the school. That was volume 1. Volume 2. And volume 3. I'm not usually an enormous manga fan. I mean, I do like him, but they're usually enormously long series, and it costs a lot to get books to Norway, and there are very few places where you can buy manga books in Norway, so it gets expensive. So I'm more into anime, but I've bought a few, quite a few mangas lately. Actually, I'm getting more into it. Not that I don't like manga, it's more that it's expensive, but I've bought some anyway. Gotten volume 1 of Sugar Sugar Rune. I've been wanting this book for so long. It was such a hassle to get it because first I ordered it and they ran out of stock. Then I ordered it from another seller and then ran out of stock. And finally I found a seller that had it. So yeah, it's about two little witches who are competing in, what does it say here? Little witch girl, chocolate and vanilla, a best friend, but one of them can be queen of magic world. Determine who deserves the title, they must go to the human world and enter a strange competition. Whoever attracts the most human boys wins. So yeah. Little witch girls competing for love to become the queen of witches. Yeah, it's silly. It's very, very silly, but I think it sounds fun anyway. And then we have the month's disappointment. I do collect Black Butler. This is Black Butler number 13. Been looking so forward to this getting out. And the problem is, it's in German. And the seller, I bought this on eBay, did not tell me that it was in German. And the seller was a real asshat about it when I talked about it too. And I mean, if I'm gonna send this back to the seller, it will cost me as much as just buying the book again. So, well, we could have a small partial refund, or you can send the book back. It's your fault. I mean, I'm completely on board with if you want to return something because you have bought it wrong or something like that, and you should pay return shipping. But when it's the seller who fucks up, then I think the seller should be the one that takes the cost. But yeah, my hubby has promised me a new one. Anyway, I forgot the authors of a few of these. The authors on the Sugar Sugar Rune is Miyako Anno. It's published by Valentine Books. Black Butler is by Yana Tobaso. And it's published by Carlson Manga. Night School is written by Svetlana Svetlana Shamkova. I think that's how it is pronounced. And it is by Yen Press. And this edition of Ruby Red, which is Norwegian, is by Gyldendal. I don't actually know who publishes the American versions of them. And I got another manga. It's Vampire Cheerleaders, Volume 2 by Adam Arnold Shea and Ian Chang. So yeah, this is just as full of fan service as you would expect. I have volume 2 and a volume 3 is about to come out. So yeah, it's about some vampire cheerleaders and they are competing against the Paranormal Mystery Squad, which is a group of hunters basically, who has been told by the overseers that they're treating the supernatural creatures wrong. They have to be nicer to them. So it's comedy and fan service. And I've gotten just a random one here. It's Battle Vixens Volume 3. I don't have the other volumes, but I bought one of these books used and it just came with it. So yeah, Battle Vixens 2 is very, very, very fan servicey, but I will be getting the other ones eventually because they're cheap and they are very brain dead kinds of entertainment. So when I just feel like kicking back, relaxing and really thinking about nothing and just reading a manga, then Battle Vixens are the ones to choose. And I've gotten Blue Exorcist Volume 9. And I haven't taken it out of the shrink wrap yet because I haven't gotten to it yet. The Exorcist is also one of those I collect. I try to not collect many of those that are long running series. I prefer those that are pretty short. For example, Night School is only 4 volumes, and so on. But I collect a few that's longer. I collect Loveless, Blue Exorcist, Black Butler, and I am also and Vampire Knight. And I am going to probably start collecting Sugar Sugar Rune. Let me see what else did I get. I got a cartoon book here. It's comic book. Comic book. It's from it's Dragon Age: The Silent Grove. Actually, I think it collects 3 volumes of this comic, and it's by David Gaider, Alexander Freed, and Shad Hardin. And yeah, it just continues the story in Dragon Age 2, and it has beautiful pictures, and it's a very, very sturdy book. I really like it. I also like the cover, looks very nice, and it's by Dark Horse. Got to love Dark Horse. Yeah, I think I forgot the authors again here. So yeah, Blue Exorcist is written by Case Kato, and it is by Viz Media, and Battle Vixens are by Yuji Shiraki, and it's published by Tokyo Pop. Well, the reason why I want to get it, because Tokyo Pop is closing down. And Vampire Cheerleaders, I think I did mention who had written it, and it's by 7 Seas. Yeah, moving on. I got Dan Brown's newest book, Inferno, and I got it in this very, very nice hardbound book. It's a huge book. And the reason I get this, usually I get pocket books, because really they are so much cheaper and they take so much less space on the shelf. But this one was on sale, so I picked it up. So yeah, the only thing I don't like is that it does cover. It has that strange velvety slick kind of feel that I've complained about some of the Llewellyn books having, and it has this too. I don't know what to tell about it. It feels like if you dip a bit of velvet in oil. It's really strange. Anyway, looks very good, and I can't wait to read this. And I got The Accursed by Joyce Carol Oates. The sins of the fathers, the souls of the innocent. And it's by Fourth as the publisher. Yeah, the Dan Brown book is published by Inferno FSC, it seems like, and it's of course by Dan Brown. Excuse me. So yeah, this is a big horror book. I haven't read it yet. I sort of picked it out on a whim because I really liked the cover, and it was also on sale from the same bookstore that I bought the Dan Brown book. And I have What's a Witch to Do, which is basically some or semi-magically realistic, urban fantasy, and it's by Jennifer Harlow, and it's published by Llewellyn. Here it says Inc., but I bought it from Llewellyn, so I don't know what that's about, but it is by Jennifer Harlow. So yeah, it's basically a witch who meets a werewolf, and good fun. And I have 3 books here in the series. I have book 1 of the Iron Druid Chronicles, Hounded. Book 2 of the Iron Druid Chronicles, Hammered. And book 3 of the Iron Druid Chronicles, Hexed. And there are more books in the series, but I got these 3 first. And they are by Kevin Harn. And it's by Del Rey Books. And basically what this is if you like the Dresden Files, then these are the books for you, because they have very much the same feel. It's this ancient druid who is trying to make it in the modern world. And yeah, so it's urban fantasy, and I think it's very, very similar to the Dresden Files in many ways. And I have another that I have 3 volumes of, and it's another manga. It's Ultra Maniac, Volume 1, Ultra Maniac, Volume 2, and Ultra Maniac, Volume 3. And I've ordered the next 2 books in the series, and I don't think there's more than that. I think it's a 5-volume manga, but I'm not completely sure. It could be 6. I'm not sure. Anyway, so what's this about? It's about a young schoolgirl who meets a somewhat klutzy apprentice witch, and the hilarity ensues. That's basically it. It's slice of life fantasy comedy. And again, it's one of those turn off your brain and just enjoy it. Like, you come home tired one day, you don't really want to do anything that takes too much brain capacity, but you want to read something and not turn on the television, then these are the kinds of book you want to read. And they are by Social Beat Manga, that's a publisher, and Wataru Yoshimune, I think. There. Yeah, that's the author. So yeah, not the best mangas out there, but they're not bad. And I have gotten Kiss of Steel. It's a steampunk fantasy horror type thing, and it's by Beck McMaster, and it's published by Source Books. As you can see, there's lots of fantasy, science fiction, and horror. That's basically what I read. I like the supernatural in both fact and in fiction. So yeah. Moving on, I have 2 books here. It's the Wiccan Diaries Volume 1, the Wiccan Diaries Volume 2, and these are not occult books, they are paranormal romance. No, yeah, they're a bit romance, but it's more urban fantasy with a semi-realistic magic. I've been sort of a bit into that lately. Those that are semi-realistic, I mean, it's magic that's based on real life magic, but that up to make it more interesting in a story. I can't talk today. So yeah, there's a 3rd book in the series that I'm waiting for, and it's by T.D. McMichael. So yeah, and I have gotten this one. It is Moonset by Scott Tracy. It's a young adult book. It's about this evil coven of witches that are locked away, and then they of course get released, then somebody has to learn magic to stop them, and so on and so forth. It's a first book in the series. It's the Moonset series, and I just saw it on Llewellyn's page and I have to have it, and it is by Flux. Apparently Flux is the fiction company of Llewellyn, and it's written by Scott Tracy, yes. And I have gotten the Stone Demon book 3 of an Iron Witch novel. I have the 2 other books in the Iron Witch series, and it's a pretty good series, so I had to have book 3 as well, and it's by Karen McCartney. I really love the cover, it's so gorgeous. And this too is by Flux, so by Llewellyn. And this is what I'm reading right now. It's Dracula Everlasting Volume 1. Probably will pick up Volume 2 and 3. This is a trilogy, and it's basically about a young kid who inherits it's Nicholas Harker, his name is, and he inherits his family fortune and various artifacts, and he finds a watch that's been cursed to contain the soul of Dracula, and of course it gets possessed, and there's a love affair with a woman there, and yes, it's pretty good. And it's by the Philippines Invarre She Yujin, and it's by 7 Seas again. And then I have Demon Love Spell Volume 1, another manga, and this is of course also a manga, the Dracula Unleashed, and it's by Maju Shinju and published by Viz Media. And then I have a book that I'm very excited about. It is Invarre She Yujin, 2 novels of erotic magic by Grey Dancer, and it's published by Lulu, I think. Basically what this is again semi-realistic magic, and it's sex magic, and I'm very much into BDSM style sex magic, and this really catches a lot of it. Like, for example, there's a ritual in this book that 2 of the characters are doing to protect themselves. They're setting up a ward, which is just gorgeous, how they then summons energy and channel it through BDSM sexual acts. It's so amazingly written, and it's definitely going on my list of must-have for BDSM magic, even if it is fiction. So yeah, I can really recommend this if you like realistic magic, or if you're into BDSM sex magic, or if you just like erotic fantasy. So yeah, and that was my book haul. I hope you have enjoyed it. Have a great day. Bye.